Doctor, obviously a lot of families, if we read media, are affected by suicide. What do you think are the most contributing factors to suicides, especially around this time of the year?
Well, thank you very much for the question, my brother. In the very first place, when we are talking about society, we need to say condolences to those families and individuals who lost their beloved ones as a result of suicide. And we know that it's not easy to cope, and it is not easy to understand why it happened, why in our family, why for my brother or sister or for my mother or my father. So those questions are very difficult one in life. The second one, to deal with suicide, again, it's not an easy thing to deal with in a very short time. There are researches which has been done in the past, but I think it is not really fair to look to those old researches or what people have discovered in the past. We need to bring it to our context. In Namibia at the moment, what are the issues which might be triggering people to commit suicide, to end their lives? Of course, it's clear that nobody wants to die, and that's a fact. And we have ready to promote in either in the media or in our sermons, in our daily life, in our families, to create an environment where we are encouraging people to enjoy life.
No. Doctor, when you say that, create that environment, I think you're talking about the aspect of nurturing people in a certain direction to enjoy life. But how do we do that in the context of a country that has had the violent history of our country? And obviously, there could be psychosocial issues with trauma. How do we reconcile those deficits of violence and lack of love and care given our historical context?
Well, you are right. And those are exactly the issue we have to deal with. We need to know the history of our country. When you mention about violence, we need to go back as Namibians and find out where is this violence get out of hand. For example, we are a young nation which just passed the liberation struggle 25 years ago. And it was during the war when we see the increase of rape, because we have people with arms in our community, whether from which side. As long as you have an arm or a gun, then that's how we have seen that type of violence. Rape have increased. And then we have people who have been killed in the war by both sides. And then in some situations, people were told not to bury those who had been killed because they were on the other side. Though it was good for them who say that or who was doing that, but we have a younger generation, children, who were 5, 10 years old at that moment. They have seen the body of a dead person just lying there on the road from school. Those are the people who are now 30, who are 25, and then since they have seen in their childhood, they still see, they don't know the other side. And the issue is here that after our liberation, when we passed through the war, this nation have never come to a healing moment.